you go, please.
You can hear the sheer agony in Tennille Handy's voice. Her body was twisted, her head crumpled under the dashboard.
Airbag deployment. One is still in the driver's seat, the other one is folded up in the floor of the front passenger.
Tennille was in the passenger seat. The Jeep had blown through an unmarked dead end at 1488 and Sherbrooke, barreling over the railroad tracks.
And that kind of impact, man, they had to be moving.
Yeah, especially to go this deep.
130 feet into the woods until the Wrangler slammed into a tree. It was just after midnight, February 28th, 2020.
She was entirely folded up in the floor compartment.
I said, I'm in a wheelchair and I have to learn how to move certain parts of my body all over again, like I'm a baby, you know?
A life-changing night for this Woodlands hairdresser.
It was like freaking Twilight Zone.
Doctors didn't think Tennille would walk again, but she did after months of grueling medical treatments and physical therapy. But her fight is not over. Tennille and her mom are now waging a different battle to find out what really happened that night, what went wrong, and they came to us to help them uncover the truth.
I was searching for help. No one was willing to help me.
And that included the Conroe police. Since our investigation began, the city has refused all our attempts for months to even get a copy of this body camera video from that night, even with Tennille's authorization.
Let him pull you that way so we can get you out.
We obviously got the video another way, but after watching it, we knew it would be tough for Tennille to relive.
Because I was found bent under the dashboard. And I didn't want that mental picture in my head for the rest of my life.
We had already shown the video to her mom first to make sure Tennille's family really wanted her to see it.
How did her pants come off?
Her pants were off?
She was face down, ass up, and her pants were pulled down.
As they arrived on the scene, police had curiously found Tennille not only flipped upside down, wedged on the floorboard, but her pants were down around her ankles, and not, it appeared, from the crash itself. Listen to what police said.
I wonder if there was some, I don't know. I have no idea.
Tennille and her family now believe she was drugged and possibly sexually assaulted before the late night crash. But what would surveillance video evidence tell us? We now have that too. And no thanks to Conroe police. Tennille had started the night at Tommy Bahama's in the Woodlands around 5:30 p.m. with this woman, the same woman who was driving when the wreck happened several hours later.
Rashonda, what's your friend's name?
Tennille.
Can you spell that for me?
We reviewed the surveillance video. We see Tennille get 1, 2, maybe 3 drinks over 4.5 hours. Her last drink at 9:40 p.m. Then she ate dinner. Tennille remains at the bar until 10. But it looks like around 9:15 that night, Tennille's demeanor suddenly changes. She becomes, let's say, very friendly. She now believes she was roofied at the bar. Her memory from that night all but erased.
I want to know what happened. I want to know what really happened the night I was drugged.
See the guy next to her? A Woodlands businessman who clearly tried to take advantage of her newly found friendliness. Tennille now knows who he is too, no thanks to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, which later investigated her sexual assault allegations. He was interviewed for less than 15 minutes.
But they left fine. In fact, they even said, I'll see you next Thursday.
But Tennille never made it to the next bar, Mahoney's. She was reportedly left in the car in the parking lot of the bar while her client, her client's husband, and a mystery man were inside.
Does this guy look familiar to you at all?
Detectives would later show his picture to our, let's say, handsy Woodlands businessman.
We're just trying to
You
get
don't think I did it?
Oh, no.
There is no evidence Tennille had any alcohol after 9:40 that night. But after the accident, once she got to the hospital, they tested her blood around 1:30 in the morning. It was 0.19, nearly 2.5 times the legal limit. An emergency room nurse who examined Tennille saw physical evidence of a possible sexual assault. It was 4 days after the accident before a Montgomery County Sheriff's detective was assigned the case. Tennille's behavior at Tommy Bahama's resulted in a test for a date rape drug. GHB, though, doesn't stay in the system that long. A rape kit was done, but to this day, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office refuses to let Tennille have it.
I have every right to all of the requests that I've asked for.
The city of Conroe defends trying to keep this body camera video secret from Tennille because no one was charged or convicted that night of a crime. And that's not right.
It's bent pretty good here. So there we go. Okay.
The woman driving the car as it careened into the woods was Rashonda Willis.
Did you have anything to drink tonight?
I had lunch, man.
How big was it? How big was it?
I think it was just a regular drink.
The surveillance video from Tommy Bahama shows Willis getting at least 4 drinks. There is no video inside Mahoney's. And Willis was driving the opposite way of where she claimed she was going when the accident happened.
There was really no proper investigation done. So yeah, I'm angry.
Willis would get a ticket for speeding, but there was no accident reconstruction done. Conroe police tell us someone has to die to get that. Getting paralyzed, apparently, isn't enough. The accident report shows police took no samples from Willis to see if she was too drunk to drive. But the Conroe police officers on the scene say they did later try to subpoena the results at the hospital. The Conroe hospital lost the sample. COVID had broken out.
We actually gave them a second subpoena, but they weren't able to locate it.
But how long did Conroe police wait to investigate? They won't show us the records.
Hold on. Hey, I'm gonna scoot the seat back, okay?
Tennille settled with Rashonda's insurance company, but has been searching for the truth of what really happened that night ever since. If nothing else, it's about healing. As someone who's been in a head-on car crash, I get it.
I'm ready to move on with my life, and I can't because it's like they're holding me back from not allowing me the privilege or the right to know what happened to me so I can move forward with my life.
Tennille hasn't spoken to Rashonda Willis since a day after the accident, but we tried to a few weeks back. Check this out.
I would like to set up a time to interview you about the accident you had.
I'm not sorry, and I was sure what you're talking about.
Then she hung up.
I'm trying to figure out how you got from where you were to where you are now.
At the time of the accident, Willis had no explanation for why she drove through a dead end. But after Tennille filed a complaint of an alleged sexual assault at some point in that evening, Willis blamed her for causing the wreck in the first place. Either way, it's time for the city of Conroe to come clean. The public shouldn't have to fight to see any body camera video. We pay for the darn things. But hiding accident video from the victim of the accident, that's pretty heartless. And the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department let the woman see her own damn rape report.
Recovering every day, getting stronger, allowing my mental state to pull me through those hard, low times.
Tennille has spent much of the last few years in a wheelchair and now wonders, after seeing the body camera video Conroe didn't want her to see, if the paralysis that happened that night was complicated by police officers who pulled her out by her ankles without any apparent medical evaluation at all. Paramedics were just minutes away.
I will not stop until we have justice. Justice comes in different ways.